What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Step One Finance. Guys, if you're not subscribers to the channel, if you could do that, I really appreciate it. Hit the notification bell. Guys, leave any comments. And guys, if you could give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Today, I'm going to be talking about a change that I'm making in my finances, and that's today's video. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so, in my past videos, I've been talking about everything money. They're a new YouTube channel that I've been following. And I've been, speaking highly of them on this channel just because I love it when people teach and they're not just pitching stock ideas at you. And he does real estate. He does a little bit of everything on here. In the future, I asked a question, a little follow-up question because they hit in on this before. They're even going to be talking about helping your kids out in the future and what to do to help your kids out, for financial planning in the future to make sure that they're on the right path. But right now, he said that he's focusing on just getting his website and everything up and running, and that would be something in the future. But guys, everything money, between stocks, investing, and just being smart with your money. So he had a live feed the other day, and he started hitting on Dave Ramsey a little bit, and he started talking about the 6-month emergency fund, and that he just thinks it's such a waste sitting there, for a rainy day that may not ever happen. So basically what he's saying is, and before I get to that, I'd left a comment on there saying that, on one of his videos, saying that I am going to be investing my 6-month emergency fund. And right here, Joanne Fry, she left a comment on one of my videos. I mean, she hit it up right away. I've been seeing you guys comment on there. I've seen a couple of you guys over there, so I know you guys are going over there to watch their videos because I've seen you in the comment section below. Guys, learn from them, okay? They are really knowledgeable. Paul and Mo are, the two knowledgeable ones there. Nothing against Seth, but he's still learning. And but Seth has come a long way in his short time because he's been very fortunate to have Paul as a mentor. So it's having a mentor is such a huge advantage to, progressing your, finances into the future. So basically what Paul's saying is that you could literally sit on your 6-month emergency fund for probably 10, 15, 20 years, and you could possibly have 10, 15,000, $20,000 in that bank account just sitting there. Well, if you guys all know that money depreciates over time, so you're just losing money with that money sitting there for something that may not even happen. So what he's saying is instead of having your $10, $15, $20,000 just sitting in a bank account, just sitting there collecting dust, put it to work. Have it grow over time. You have 20 grand, you could turn that 20 grand into 100 grand by the time that you could possibly even need that emergency fund. Now, what happens if you need your emergency fund? What happens if something happens on year 6? Well, if you have something to back yourself up, if you have no debts, and and you're in a good situation and you're educated with your money with credit cards, he's saying that you could, just put a little bit on a credit card until you get yourself out of the hole that you're in. And guys, and when you're at that stage and, you have the discipline, it's not hard to get yourself out of the hole that you're in, okay? It is very easy. I'll tell you that right now. If you have a 401k, which I do, he's saying that if you have to take a temporary loan out of that just to pay, just to get caught up. But the point is that any money that's sitting around, if you're not making it grow, it's useless money, is basically what he's saying. And I totally agree with him to a point, okay? Now, I totally agree with him on someone like me doing it. So basically, I'm going to go back to what I say about Dave Ramsey all the time. I still like Dave's way for certain people. I just don't think, I think Dave wants to take you step by step. And I hate to say it, but in Dave's mind, he thinks of us as being dumb. Okay, and we're never going to get educated on money. And we were there once, and since he went there again, that we're going to do the same thing. Because he was, wealthy, and then he went bankrupt, and then he was wealthy again. And, and I guess he just thinks that everyone's going to follow that same path if we don't have discipline for the rest of our life, which is true. But he wants you step by step with him the whole time. And I just don't believe in that. I just believe that, if you invest Dave Ramsey's way, you will never get the amount of wealth that you could have in the future if you do it on your own. Do I agree with Paul on everything he talks about? No, I don't. Because also in that conversation, he was talking about if you have a low interest rate card, like maybe 3%, that you should skip over that of paying that off early and invest your money because you could make more money. So instead of paying an extra $100 a month on your car payment, he's saying that put the extra $100 into investments because you can grow that, like if you had an IRA, you can grow that on an average of like 6 to 9% per year. And I get what he's saying, but I also know what it's like to be, fresh out of that, being in that rut and paycheck to paycheck and being horrible with our money and just having nothing to survive on. So something that you can, how do I want to say this? So if you have, let's say you're doing it his way and you weren't paying extra on that car and you're paying the extra $100, on that. And let's say you could have had your car paid off and now something comes up, where you're just, to me, you're just keeping yourself tight per month. I really believe in paying off your debts, everything but the mortgage. Now, this is another thing I am changing. I am not going to be paying extra on my mortgage debt anymore. I'm going to actually pay the one payment per year. We actually probably paid an extra 3 payments already in our first year of this mortgage. Or last year rather. So this year I am going to pay an extra payment per year and call it a day on that. Before, on an earlier video, said I was going to do 50%, investments, 50% mortgage of our free money. I am no longer going to do that, guys. It's all right to change your mind. As long as you're heading in the right direction, it's okay to change your mind. What I am going to do is put 1 extra payment a year on our mortgage to knock it down that, hypothetical 7 years that they talk about all the time. And which we have a 25-year loan, so that will knock us down below 20 years. And I'm going to put that money towards investments because my interest rate on my mortgage is 2.75. And I know it's front loaded and you pay all that off, but I truly believe that I can kill in the market what I would pay on that mortgage extra. I truly believe that. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is 1 extra payment a year and putting the rest towards investments. I am not kidding around whenever I say I want $1 million in retirement accounts in 10 years. And that is not counting my net worth. I want actual asset, like actual money in retirement and vehicles, whether that's an IRA, stocks, not so much bonds. I mean, I might be in like the total bond market in my 401k, but between all my retirement plans and my wife's retirement plans, we want $1 million in 10 years. So I just turned 42. I want to be 52 with $1 million in the bank, within retirement vehicles. And I'm not talking my house and stuff like that. So that's our goal and I'm striving for it. So there has been some weeks that we have been putting 50% of our paychecks away, because we're to the point now where pretty much all of our bills are paid before the month even starts. Everything but the mortgage is paid before the month even starts. And how I do that is I pretty much have everything on auto pay. And so I do that on auto pay. I just go to my checkbook app and I just deduct everything. I label it pretty, hey, this is for March, and then I set all the dates and I know everything's there to be taken out. And I have access to grab money for my 6-month emergency fund if I ever did need it. So I truly believe in investing this, but I don't think it's for everyone. If you are not learning, and this is another thing that I talk about, is like where I disagree with him on that everybody should do it. If you're not learning about money, if you're not educating yourself along the way of getting out, and that's what I sort of dislike about Dave Ramsey's way, is if you're practically being held your hand all the way through Dave Ramsey's steps. People will just follow him, point on point. You need to educate yourself. You need to get out of the horizon of Dave Ramsey, and you need to read the Rich Dad Poor Dads, and you need to read The Richest Man in Babylon, and the Intelligent Investor, and read some books on Peter Lynch. You guys need to get out of the realm of just one person. You need to see whatever, because you're going to see once you get out of Dave Ramsey's bubble, that you're going to see that everybody thinks a lot different than Dave. Dave is literally holding your hand step by step, which is, guys, if you feel like you're never going to learn, and you're never going to be educated on money, and you're never going to have that discipline, then stick with Dave Ramsey's way through your entire life, okay? I stick with him the way you're going to go through your entire life. But I've been educating myself, and I see the bigger picture. So that's that. I will be updating the stimulus. We got through the Senate. It's going back to the House for a vote, which there's probably a 100% chance that's going to get voted through quickly. And then Biden will sign off on that. And then I will give you an update. Because as far as I'm concerned, you guys, instead of stressing yourself, how many hours do you think you put into every day getting daily updates? Because I told you I don't do that on here. I said there was a few people out there that do daily updates. What did you gain by wasting hours upon hours of listening to daily updates every day for the last however many months, when you guys could have been using those hours upon hours to actually learn about money and learn about investing and actually gaining some knowledge, because you gained zero knowledge by following this stimulus every single day. You're gaining zero knowledge by listening to all the negative stuff out there every single day. Start learning that is going to help your household in the future and help your kids in the future. It is never too late, guys. That's where I'm going to end today. I will be updating that third stimulus in the probably the next couple days. So I will see you guys then. Have a good one.